Good day everyone, this is RASHID AMIR ALI and I will be reporting the overall discussion for today. So in this video, we will be talking about the game theory on its second part, which is the cooperative game theory. And on the past video, you have seen there that it has been discussed about the non-cooperative game theory. So a non-cooperative game theory, in summary, is where all the members are competitive, where they are competing from one another, and that's how it works. So in a cooperative games, it is different. So I will be telling you how it differs from the other video later. So this is the second part, by the way, of the 7-parted game theory report of our group, and I have prepared here the topic outline for the overall discussion in this video. So we will be starting with the definition of the cooperative game theory, and then will be followed by the characteristics of a good group, which includes the cohesiveness and communication and interaction. So if you mix that, you will understand that there will be a coalition in a group. And so that's it. So for the intended learning outcome, I have prepared 3 questions, and these are not just questions that you have to answer after watching the overall video, but these are your guide questions, and they will guide you into seeing what are the main points of this discussion and in this video. So first is, what is a cooperative game? Second is, what are the characteristics of a cooperative group? And third, what is coalition? So for the first, we have to know that cooperative game theory is where every player has agreed to work together toward a common goal. So to further understand this, we have to differentiate a non-cooperative game with a cooperative one. So a non-cooperative game is where every player are competing for their success. It's just like have you seen the movie Squid Games? So in that idea, all of the members are on the same group, but they are competing to one another to reach one goal. So in a cooperative game, it is very different in a way that they have to work together to win the thing together. So it's just like basketball. So on a sport of a basketball, they are group and they should cooperate to one another in order to gain the trophy, in order to gain the championship. So that's how it works. So similar with other group sports like a volleyball and table tennis. So it's just like that. So on the cooperative game theory, norms are smoothly followed by the leader and its members. So there is an existence of norm that is agreed by all the members and the leader of the group. So on the next part, we have the characteristics of a good group. So first is the cohesiveness. So cohesiveness by definition is the quality of the performing of the united group. So it is likely to exist when there is a high level of agreement among group members with respect to values, beliefs, and objectives. So this promotes the sharing of similar ideas and the mutual acceptance of such ideas. So cohesiveness exists when one is respecting the view of the other and considering it not as a threat and not as against his or her own perspectives, but as a constructive criticism, a constructive suggestion. So when that happens, there is a cohesiveness. And in the relationship between the cohesiveness and the group productivity, highly cohesive groups seem to be more effective at meeting their goals or objectives than group with low in cohesiveness, particularly in a small group on the account of Bill, Cohen, Burke, McLendon, Mullen, and Cooper on the years 2003 and 1994. So in relation to this one, the cohesiveness is the main factor or one of the main idea that can build a good group, in a way that when there is a cohesiveness, there is a respect in one's vision. So when there is a respect in one's vision, then there is a good flow of the overall work. So on the next part, we have the communication and interaction as one of the characteristics also of a good group. So communication appears to play the most essential part in a group, since this is the only way we can understand one another. So this may include both verbal and non-verbal cues. So of course, it is very, very self-explanatory that communication and interaction are very important to reaching the goal, because cohesiveness is not working when one has a thought and accepting the other's thought. It has to be communicated, it has to be shown, it has to be portrayed for the other members to learn what's in your mind, and for you also to learn what's in their mind, so there is a mutual understanding. Now we have to take note that interaction with others, we allow people to know that we have our personal space. So a stranger entering into this territory could be perceived as a threat, where effectively he or she violates our personal space by entering the zone not reserved for the invader. So the invasion of the personal space may cause discomfort, tension, and fight, and it could lead to an over-aroused state, or where a state of over-arousal can be associated with reduced performance. So why is it included here, the personal space? When we talk about the verbal and non-verbal cues, we are talking about not just the idea of interacting physically. It's about interacting emotionally and mentally. So when we interact, we do not just talk to the other person and connect. We have to feel the ambience. We have to sense the ambience for us to tell if the person are now in the mood to talk to you or to talk about something or not. So you have to be mindful of that, and that is how you communicate with the ambience, the atmosphere of the group, so that you will not invade the personal space of the group member. So on the last part, a coalition is where a group of individual and or organization with a small or with a common interest who agreed to work together toward a common goal. So if you meet the cohesiveness and the communication and interaction as the basic characteristics of a group, then this will result to a better coalition of the group. So a coalition is a noun where it is the result of having the cohesiveness and having the communication and interaction with one another in a group. So that composed the overall discussion on this cooperative game theory, and there will be another part of this that will be discussed on the other video, so you have to take note of that one. Anyway, this ends our discussion, and for the summary, we have the cooperative game theory where everyone is working together to reach only one goal, and they are reaching it as a one team, as one, and not as competitive and competing to one another. So on a cooperative game theory, we have the characteristics of a good group, which includes the cohesiveness or the mutual understanding among one another, and we have the communication and interaction that includes verbal and non-verbal, and where we sense the environment to respect the personal space of our member. And if reaching that one, if we have attained the overall characteristic of a group, we will result into having the coalition in a group. So coalition in a group is where everyone is united as one to a one common goal. So that ends the overall discussion, and here are my references on this video. Thank you so much and goodbye.